Back to our old digital stomping grounds this evening. Thanks for that, baseball. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan in for Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt this evening. Thank you for joining us here on Weather Extra, our all-weather, not just streaming, but also show that you can watch most weeknights at 6:30 on Fox News. But, you know, the weather very quiet today. We could finally see a little change in the forecast as we go into the next 24 hours. Let's look at that Super 7-day to get you started here on your Tuesday evening. Check it out. We have a first alert for some showers back in the forecast as we get into your Wednesday. Now, right now, it looks like Wednesday morning is going to be dry, but I do anticipate that as we get into the afternoon hours and evening hours on Wednesday, that we could begin to see some rain moving back into at least parts of Alabama. If you live in the southeast corner of the state like Dothan versus the northwest corner, if you're farther to the south, you're going to be getting in on more rain. But let's look at that futurecast here as we go into tomorrow. So we've been talking about a disturbance developing in the Gulf of Mexico. That is going to shift some rain northward as we get into your Wednesday. And the best chance for rain is going to be across the southern half of the state, where some heavier rain will fall and certainly will be beneficial, especially in some drought-stricken areas. But for us here in central Alabama, our rainfall totals do look less. Nevertheless, we'll get in on some Wednesday afternoon and evening. You see that rain just continues to spread in over the Gulf Coast, with the heaviest rain down towards areas like the Wiregrass and the Chattahoochee Valley and East Alabama and into West Georgia. But for us here in central Alabama, some lighter rainfall totals are expected before we begin to dry out on Thursday morning. So that axis of heaviest rain shifts eastward, and by Thursday it's likely still going to be cloudy, but just left behind with a few sprinkles on Thursday morning. So we'll keep rain chances fairly low Thursday and Friday. I do think because it's going to be cloudier the next few days, high temperatures only going to be topping out in the 70s. But as far as those rain chances on Friday, we're talking a 20% chance of some isolated showers. The thing to note on Friday is it is going to be a little bit muggier with some more moisture around. But hey, as we look ahead towards the weekend, once we get past this next chance of rain, we've got another cold front coming through, and that's going to put us back in the 60s on Sunday, Monday, potentially even into Tuesday of next week, and then 40s early next week. But for Saturday, as that front comes through, it is going to be getting on the breezy side. So if you aren't going to be watching some college football, maybe just want to get out and enjoy the weather, it is going to be breezy. Northwest winds behind that cold front coming in at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Gusts could get over 20 miles per hour though. And yes, we do have a 10% chance of rain on Saturday, but that's really just for the morning hours. A few lingering showers possible. I think most of us will be drying out throughout the day as that front comes through. Now, we did mention the rain that's going to be coming in. It's still not going to be much rain that we're going to be seeing here. As we look at those future rainfall totals over the next 2 days, the best chance to see some accumulation is going to be areas along and southeast of I-2059. So maybe if you're somewhere like Montgomery or Auburn, you may get up to an inch of rain. A lot of us, though, here are going to struggle to even get 0.2 of an inch of rain because we've just been so dry. It's going to take a lot to moisten that atmosphere up. Once we get past tomorrow, looking pretty dry, definitely going into next week. But in the meantime, we're enjoying that quieter weather this evening. And though the weather's quiet now, our secondary severe weather season in late fall and early winter is just around the corner. Our Jillian Brooks spoke with an architect this summer who discussed how sustainable homes can make you safer during stormy weather.
Extreme Panel Technologies used panels just like this one to build these homes here. And get this progress was all done in less than a day and a half. And this material can withstand high winds, it's energy efficient, and can even save you on labor cost.
The future of construction has got to change.
And that's exactly what P. Allen Smith is set to do with Extreme Panel Technologies.
Extreme Panel Technology is really all about trying to build better, faster, cheaper.
The material is building what Smith calls a high-efficiency home, and the actual building process takes a fraction of the time as a normal home, creating zero waste and zero chemicals in the process.
We realize in this country that we're having a shortage of qualified labor, and skilled labor that understands construction. And so you're looking at a house here that went up in a day and a half.
The panels are insulated, mold and mildew resistant, as well as insect resistant, and the material can withstand high wind speeds during the event of severe weather.
So in this world where, climate change, we're feeling it. And these extreme storms, these extreme conditions are hitting us. We really need to have a solution, and we're very pleased with the durability of the Extreme Panel Technology home.
Smith hopes that the world evolves as this technology continues to evolve to create a more sustainable home for everyone.
Structurally insulated panels have been around for a long time. Frank Lloyd Wright was working with them. Our company's been in business for 30 years. We've literally built thousands of houses, apartments, and commercial buildings around the country. And so it's just time for some of these technologies that really are less known to step forward, because they really do deliver what we need in this country today.
Now, Smith says that the plans for building a home are completely customizable. So if you're looking to build and maybe are interested in using this technology and you want a modern style house or maybe a colonial style, they can do anything that fits your needs. In Goldwire Heights, Jillian Brooks, WBRC Fox 6 News, on your side.
And check this out, Halloween is just around the corner, and what better way to bring it in than with a pumpkin growing contest. Proud growers in California brought massive pumpkins to the World Championship Pumpkin Way Off in Half Moon Bay, California. Lena Howland has more.
In the self-proclaimed pumpkin capital of the world, Volkswagen-sized pumpkins are on display.
We picked it on Friday, and it's estimating around 2,300 pounds.
Growers of all ages from across the U.S. are in Half Moon Bay, hoping to take home a world title in the Safeway World Championship Pumpkin Way Off. They're competing for not only bragging rights, but a ginormous payout too, at $9 a pound.
It has to be a labor of love. I always said this though, if I could not, there was no prize money involved, I never made one dime back, anything like that, I would still do it. It's so much fun.
Nick Kennedy is here competing from the Sacramento area, and for him, it's a family affair.
My son's also here today. He grew a beautiful orange pumpkin. It very much feels like a family. You see these people a couple times a year, and it just feels like a bonding experience.
Backstage on Johnson Street, community members in disbelief got to see and touch the pumpkins for themselves.
This is the most exciting part, going down Johnston Street. Because the stage is kind of far away, so you really can't see them. But it's great to see the efforts and the farmers, talk to the farmers.
Organizers say because of the size of the pumpkin being brought in by last year's winner, Travis Ginger, all the way from Minnesota, they were required to buy a new industrial scale. The new one can hold up to 5 tons.
I said, this thing's not going to weigh on a 4x4 scale. I said, it needs something bigger. The thing's 7'5" long by 6'7", so it's pretty big. But yeah, they had to buy a new scale for it.
As for Ginger, he's hoping to take care of some unfinished business. While he shattered the North American record last year, he's got his eyes on breaking the world record, which comes with a $30,000 grand prize. It's currently held by a man in Italy at 2,703 pounds.
This thing's been surprising. This thing's named Michael Jordan. Because it's 23 and the greatest basketball player of all time. So the only thing we got to figure out, is it the greatest pumpkin of all times?
Well, I guess we'll have to check in with Charlie Brown and Linus to see if it holds up. But hey, Michael Jordan weighed in at a whopping, get this, 2,749 pounds, breaking the world record. We may need to start growing some pumpkins around here. $30,000, ain't mad at it. That was Ginger's 3rd win. First Alert Weather Extra. We'll be right back.
We heard the first alert. Mom says we have to go. She says I don't have time to grab any more toys.
Need to be in your tornado safe place. Get there right now as you have.
We have to get to our safe place because sometimes when you hear the siren, it's too late. That's why she says knowing first is everything.
We know, weather can be grab the umbrella or jogging shoes, but it's so much more. It's a science, an art, led by knowledge and experience.
And no one has more of that than a WBRC First Alert weather team.
Warning you first with more hours committed to you. And the first forecast built to see weeks, days, and even minutes ahead, right down to where you live. From the team you trust on your favorite screen.
Doing the weather better. The WBRC First Alert weather team, always on your side.
The First Alert is more than a warning. It's a promise. A promise to get you out of harm's way with plenty of time to spare. 4 walls and a roof can be replaced. Lives can't. That's why knowing first is everything. First Alert weather.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. Meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Before we send you off into your Tuesday evening, one final look at that 7-day forecast. We do have a first alert for showers for tomorrow. A lot of us aren't going to see a ton of rain. I think that best chance of seeing some rain going into your Wednesday afternoon and evening is going to be areas south and east of I-20/59. And then we'll keep an isolated shower chance in for Thursday and Friday, staying pretty cloudy. Temperatures only topping out in the 70s. Morning's going to be a little bit milder before another cold front comes in this weekend, making it breezy on Saturday. And then that's really looking cool and dry going into next week. But you can check back in with Wes tonight after baseball for an update on your forecast. And of course, join us here on Weather Extra every weeknight at 6:30. Tomorrow we'll be back on the big screen, your TV. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Have a safe and happy Tuesday evening.